Go live. There we go. And ready, 3, 2, 1, and hello and happy New Year, and welcome to another day in the Milky Way. And believe it or not, here we are for a 2022 celebration. And thank you, Lucky Stone, for coming on. By gosh, here we are celebrating our 2022. How many of these have we done? I tell you, for me, this is my second one. Can you believe this? I've been doing this for a good year and a half now or better. Wow. Time flies, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Time is flying by. It's amazing. Just seems like yesterday was the beginning of the year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I totally agree. It's amazing how time gets away on you. I was just looking at the calendar and I'm thinking, where was I? What did I do? What have I accomplished? I actually accomplished a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I really, oh crap, that's the wrong one. I'm trying to do two things at once.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I know. The thing is there's so much I want to do. And then there's so much that I should be doing. And then there's what I actually got done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, the future for me, what does the future hold for me? What do I want to manifest into this, new reality of mine for 2022? I want to do better shows. I want to, improve my job. I want to make better videos to share information with everybody. Let's see, what else would I want to do? I want to buy a house, things like that. Those are the things I want to do. I want to have all those things in my life. Yeah, that's what I want to do. How about you? What do you see? What are you planning?
I just want to be financially secure. I make good money, but the industry I'm in is, I question the ethics of it. Where do I go from here? I kind of have to stay in what kind of doing. Is there other options for me? And that's my mindset's kind of doing that way is, could I go in a different direction, or should I just stay the current path? And right now it's just riding it out, see what happens. But besides that, that's my physical self. My spiritual self wants to continue on and get, better at connecting to source and still connecting to the grounding, Mother Earth sort of thing. I'm balancing the two, because the physical body, you need to be connected to Mother Earth. Like, your spiritual mind needs to be part of the source, but the two of them come together, and I have to still have to balance that. And that's one of my issues. Sometimes I'm, fighting each other, going two different directions.
Yes, I totally agree. I was watching Wayne the other day, Friday. Where was it? Friday? Saturday. Yeah, today's Saturday. Friday, I was on with Wayne and Kaz Hawk. Everybody knows who Kaz Hawk is. She was on and she said something that I always kind of preach on. And I kind of wanted to get back on and talk about that. And she said she lost her job for 3 months and she had time to reconnect. And I'm always saying that we spend too much time working. Not that you got to quit your job, but life around you takes up all your time, and then you don't have any time for you and what you're really supposed to be doing here and learning here. And how do you know what you're supposed to be doing and learning if you're always working? Because when I work, I invest all my effort and focus into my job. It's number one priority. I'm all about the job, work, think job, come home. I got to get ready for the job. I got to be 100% prepared for the job. All these things. And if I get off track, then and want to think about myself, then I'm not thinking about the job. And then I have a few minutes a day to actually think about me. And I'm like, yeah, so my whole life is consumed by my job, and I have maybe an hour for me. How's that benefiting me?
It isn't.
It isn't. An hour for me and the rest for my job. Is the system's been set up like that. And
yes, it has.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm working really hard right now
Mhm.
to turn the system around for me
Mhm.
and say, okay, I am going to save up money. I'm going to buy a house. And then I'm going to get some low life job eventually that I can kick back or work, maybe start a super huge YouTube channel that's going to pay me. And then I won't have to go to that job. I can do what I like, maybe write a book or make a movie or, do something fun, that I enjoy, and then have more time for me so I can connect with source like you're talking about, and I can be a better person, that way.
Mhm. Well, you are very talented at interviewing people. Every interview you do with, you bring a lot out of the people, and I'm amazed sometimes that sometimes some of the interviews I think, oh, this is kind of falling flat, and you turn it around so well, and it is, you do have a skill.
Yes.
And I mean, that's one of the things is that as long as you realize that, you can use that
Mm-hmm.
and and improve that, and you can have a very successful YouTube channel. But YouTube is a whole different environment right now, and we're kind of in the worst section of YouTube. YouTube years ago was much more easy to deal with.
Oh yeah.
We started at a wrong time.
Yeah.
But
We got to watch our P's and Q's. We can't say what we got to say. We got to talk in gibberish, like, that thing and the,
yeah,
and the doohickey and the hoo, like that. And it's like, what the heck?
right. And the cookie thing is caught on too much, and I'm worried about saying cookie, although cookie right now means cookie,
Yeah.
But will the AI catch on and use the other words with cookie to figure out, wait a second, they're using code words, and
Yeah.
I know a lot of people using the word cookie for it, and it's like,
Yeah.
this is being used too much, and people that really in the far fringe who basically are just starting to wake up.
Yes. And that's the thing. I think 2022 is going to be the year of waking up. Speaking of that, we got a lot of people coming in, and I want to shout out to all those awake people who are here to celebrate 2022 with us tonight. Mary Wins and Brandy Robinson, Isby, who was just on the show the other night. We had a really great show. We got Delaney Pearl Jones, and she suggests a tiny house on wheels would be ideal for me and the dogs. And yes, I do already have a fifth wheel camper, but I have too many dogs. I have 5 here at the house. So there you go. And Doug Stack is in the house. Now, Doug Stack, look in your email. I sent you a link if you wanted to pop on. And we got Joanne, Dance, and Gypsy. And we have, what did I say? Witchy Moon's in the house. I seen Zig Zag Zilla here. Zig Zag, I sent you a link if you want to pop in tonight too. And Julianne Margaret, I sent you a link if you want to pop in here tonight too. And hopefully in a little while, I also sent Milky's mom, who's in the house earlier. I sent you a link in case you wanted to come on too. So, and then of course we got a special guest coming on, Mandy Moo tonight. All of you who've been dying to see Mandy Moo again and wondering what she's up to, here she comes. By gosh, Mandy Moo. And Max Vision's in the house. Yes, Max, I sent you a link too in case you wanted to pop in tonight to wish everybody a happy 2022 and give your outlook on what 2022 is going to be for us. Okay. Anyway, Mandy Moo, glad to see you.
Hi.
And I'm glad you could make it. I am so excited to hear and see from you again. My gosh, it's been a while, and I was worried that you fell off the face of the earth there, and I'm glad you're doing well. And why don't you give us an update on what 2021 was like and what 2022 is going to manifest for you?
2021 was, well, Happy New Year to start off with. 2021 was a time of learning for me. So I got to incorporate a lot of my skills, and having the time off to then focus on studying and learning a bit more about them. And I think 2022 is going to be a fantastic year for everyone. As much as the last 2 years have been really, oh God, this again, it's going to be a uplifting year. There's going to be so much information coming to the surface this year, and it's going to be a good year. It's exciting to see what's going to happen.
Yes, and as we talked a little bit earlier before you came on, you think people are getting it now, and the people who are awake are actually going to turn this around?
I think 2020 people were trusting, okay, the government's got my best interest. 2021 people had to make some hard choices. I know a lot of people, they didn't go and get those two horrible things because they wanted to keep their jobs and things like that. And now they've gotten that, they've done what they've told, and things still aren't returning to normal. There's still so much uncertainty. So I'm really thinking the people now are realizing that, and they're not going to take anymore, and come back to smaller community living, come back to being more dependent on themselves rather than outside resources.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And all the prepper shows have been talking about that. And I think Adapt 2030, if anybody watches that, David Dubine has been talking about that a lot too. And that's exactly what we need to be doing. Julianne Margaret, she was on the other day there with Wayne, and she was talking about that. And it's all about, we used to be self-sufficient 100 years ago. Mom and dad grew a garden, grandma and grandpa, and they were canning, and, they had places to keep food without a refrigerator and stuff. And now, hey, everything is all about convenience and speed, and I want it now. And there's no patience, no waiting time. I got to have it. I want to have all this extra stuff. I want to have the fluff. They're brainwashed by watching the television, the radio, whatever it is, to find out that all that stuff they put in my head that I want, I really don't need it. I don't want it. I really don't want it. You get that drift too?
Yeah, 100%. And just even so people have been sort of forced into this lifestyle. Like, how many people actually want to grow their own garden, but who's got the time to finish a 9-to-5 job, water a garden, take care of a garden? How many people would know what it's like to get ready for winter? People literally spent 3 seasons, spring, summer, and autumn preparing for winter. We just don't understand that. Like you said, it's all now, because that's where we've had to go. It was easier to buy fruit and veggies because you were working and you had the money. So that's where I think many people are very tight on budget. So I'm hoping that's where people are going to more weigh up. It's worth doing things for themselves and having the money for the things that they can't do themselves than spending money on everything now.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Doug Stack, welcome. I see you got the campfire going, man. That is awesome. We're going to sit around the campfire with you. All of us, the whole Soul Tribe. There we are. All right. I want to get your opinion now on what are you seeing for 2021 and now what you see for 2022.
Okay, first of all, I gotta say, Betty White made 100. She lived through 24 leap years, and her birthday was in 18 days, so she got 100.
I agree. Poor Betty White. I wish she would have made the 100, man. I mean, and had the big birthday party on the 17th, but she's so close. Push her over the finish line.
Oh yeah, no, but 2021 was a rough year. I mean, for all of us.
Didn't you go through that accident?
No, that was in 2019. But
I got,
I got a settlement from the accident in 2021, and I bought a business, and it's been up and down. But 2022, it's a go year. We're gonna have a great year this year.
Great. I love it. Awesome. I thought Max Vision was coming. Max, I wonder where you're at. I admitted you in, but I don't know where he went. He just disappeared off the screen. You'll have to try back again. Anyway, but yeah, so it's gonna look good. Your tire business is kicking off.
Oh yeah, it's starting. The manufacturers, of course, they already told us, It's anywhere from a 4 to 12% increase on tires.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, everybody needs tires. So, you know,
Yeah.
I might not push as many new tires this year as I did last year. But at the same time, they need to be fixed and everything else. So
Well,
we got
good.
a lot of good things coming.
The Soul Tribe would all buy tires from you if we lived closer.
Oh,
Definitely
So
would.
There we go. Ooh.
You mainly do used tires and that, don't you, Doug?
Yeah, I do used tires. I do new tires. But even the used tires are getting hard to come by right now because all the bigger guys are buying them all up.
Yeah. I imagine. Well, you know what? We support you, by gosh. And we're all behind you. And I hope you make a great success for 2022. And we want to see more of you. And you know, you're welcome on the show anytime. It's great to have you, especially when you bring a campfire with you. That is awesome. It's like 18 below outside here, and a campfire, just snuff it out, it'd be too cold.
Well, right now it's about 73. Today it got up to I think 83, and tomorrow's high is supposed to be 45. So we got that weather coming in.
Yep. And then we got Max Vision. Thank you for coming on, Max.
No problem. Happy New Year.
All right, all the way from Canada. We're getting all the way around the world. Australia, Canada. Aren't you in Louisiana, Doug Stack? Yeah.
Yep, I'm in Louisiana.
And we got Lucky Stone, who's in what, Massachusetts or somewhere there? Yeah, Boston, somewhere there.
Yeah, Massachusetts. Yeah.
Yeah, Massachusetts. Okay, that's good. I'm trying to get all the places. Wow, we just need somebody from like Europe and then China or something like that. Make it all the way around. Anyway, Max, tell us your thoughts on 2021 and then what you see for 2022.
20 thoughts on 2021. It was the longest 2 weeks of my life. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
That's about all I have to say about that. If everybody gets that little hint.
Yes.
You know,
2 weeks to
2022.
flatten the curve.
So yeah, 2022. I'm hoping I don't know that it's going to be better, but I'm hoping it gets a lot louder. That's
louder.
All.
That's a good word for that. Louder.
Yeah.
Louder. And I think we the people are going to make it louder, just like Mandy Moose says. You know, we're the people. How did you say it, Mandy? It's going to be the people, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the people that need to. Well, we're the ones. The government works for the people, and we're the one allowing them to have power over us. So yeah, the people will get it back.
Yeah, I've been saying for 2 years. This ends when we say no. That's
yes, absolutely. That's exactly when it ends, and we can make a better turnaround after that. You know, we won. Trina's always saying, I've seen it. We've won already. But the thing is we don't have the faith in ourselves to believe that we won. But in order to get to win, you don't play the game and start out at the beginning at go and say Monopoly. We'll just use Monopoly. Everybody knows that's a really long played game.
Yeah, we need a new game. That's for sure.
Yeah, if we're playing Monopoly and we start out to go, you don't say, "Wow, that was a great game. I won." Well, you know, you have to play through the whole game to find out who's the winner. And if you know you're the winner, you still have to play the game. You just can't stop. You know, there.
I see the biggest problem is the biggest issue is we have one, but we're all. It seems like we're segregated into different tribes. You know, we're not all speaking as one. Where you know, we all pretty much have the same views on a lot of things, but it's kind of like butting heads. We're not understanding each other.
Yeah. And you know why that is?
Government confusion.
Yes. But here's the thing. And this is why, I don't know if you all agree, but this is why religions and governments all work well, is because they focus all that, what you're talking about, what we agree on a central figure. And regardless of who that central figure is, he's pretty much a puppet, but he's the figure that we all stand behind and agree with, regardless of some of the things we don't agree with. We agree with most of it, so we stand with that person. And therefore, they can get that agenda done. And that's how they push things through. And when so the thing is all of us people who want to have that new reality, we don't have that central figure, and we're not standing there's like 20, 30 central different figures behind each one of our little groups, and not one central figure to get the job done. Does anybody think like that?
You don't need a central figure. As soon as you have like a central figure, so a government as such, you have something that is corruptible. Yeah. And it is. It's going to be people believing in themselves, and you're not going to have 100% of the people. Of course, you're going to have people that kind of agree on some things, but other things they don't really agree on. But live and let live. Like, just because my neighbor listens to different kind of music than I listen to doesn't mean he can't pump it on a Saturday. Go hard, I'm pumping mine tomorrow. Like, live and let live. We all have different tastes in that. But when we put it up there and to the government, and we're looking at this like they are making the wrong choices for us. None of us are looking at this like the government might be as dumbfounded with this as anything else, like as the rest of us are, and look to these pharmaceutical companies and things like that for answers, and they were just finding a way to make $1. So I think that the governments are almost just as lost as the people, and when we recognize that, then they lose their power, and we start giving power back to ourselves, back to our family units, our support networks, our friends, our communities.
Oh yeah, but what I think they're doing, they're creating that chaos. Like I think Doug was saying, they create that chaos, and we're all in our little tribes, right? Like our little tribe. Everybody that comes into the soul tribe, they're all like-minded thinking people to an extent. We all may disagree on things, but we do agree on more things than not. And then, you have that group thing. But then you got other groups who have the similar, but they have a little bit different. But then the government tears this group from this group and says, hey, if you do what I say and you'll get this, and if you do what I say, they did that I've been doing that study on the Indians, right? And they're all Indians. They were really under one big group of Indians. Problem is they turn one Indian tribe against another Indian tribe and made them wipe themselves out. And then they came in and wiped the Indians out, the other Indians out. But what was it? Pontiac. I think it was Pontiac or Tecumseh. They made a giant Indian tribe and connected all the Indians together as one big unit. And they kept things going and as a togetherness for a long time. But once that broke down, everything fell apart. And that was the problem. Indians were pitted against other Indians, and it shouldn't have been that way. If they would have all stood together, locked arms, and said, we are one people, we would have never crossed the Mississippi River. We never got across that border point, or probably more than the 13 colonies. And the Indians would have had everything else to this day. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Let's see, Max, we were still on. What do you see? What are you predicting for that 2022 there? Oh, you want to finish that out, I think.
No. I don't have any predictions. If I did, they would kind of be like alien invasion, World War III, nuclear bombs flying through the air, or people coming out from the earth. Who knows? I think
Okay.
they're gonna throw everything they can at us at this point, because of like we've been talking about, the worldwide non-compliance. Yeah, but see, I want to continue on what you were talking about. Is like I was saying, we have to get rid of these systems. And we have an unprecedented opportunity with blockchain and the phones that we have, whereas we could pretty much get rid of government and have just administrators,
Yes.
yeah. And vote on a daily, weekly, monthly basis on what to do with resources, and just get rid of them completely.
Yeah. With our phones and the way we're linked up, they'd say, well, do you want to pass that gas tax? No.
No. What tax? What tax for what? Right?
Yeah, exactly. I can read it and I can press no.
Yeah.
My vote counts every day.
Exactly.
We don't need that guy representing me to go to Congress.
Yeah, we've been pushing for it in Canada, a one person, one vote, right? But they don't do that here. We have riding system is like your district system, and they do gerrymandering with that, and they screw with the system. And you've seen how they cut up those lines. It'll be like a long squiggly tube like this because that's all the Democrats in that area. Let's get that one, or all the Republicans or whatever, and that would completely get rid of that,
Yes.
And then we could start voting on things that matter, like improving human life,
You're welcome. Massachusetts started gerrymandering kind of thing. They began the one about making keeping the Democrat in by moving the constituents around and outvoting the Republicans. Yeah, that was Massachusetts thing back in the 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, gerrymandering was Massachusetts. Yeah, it was a Massachusetts thing. Yeah, I know all about it. And
yeah, this whole thing could be turned around on a dime if it's done right.
Yes.
But it's going to take everybody standing up and saying no.
Yeah, exactly. Mandy Moose said that. Everybody just say no.
Yep.
Definitely. And like the question I put out to so many people last year was, at what point did we allow these systems and the medical system that much power that it became more of a detriment to our health than actual help, helpful? Because if we can figure out that point, that is the starting point for whatever we build next from this governmental system that is on its way out.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a service, not our big daddy,
Yeah. Well, we are the people, and we gave the power to them. We allowed it to happen by not caring or not paying attention. I think that's what it is.
The saying goes, there's tyranny happens when good people do nothing.
Yeah, and we trusted that the people that we voted in throughout the years, not so much me or you, but our parents and our grandparents voted these people in, and most of these people are lifers, and they were their children's children who were voted in before them.
Well, they rammed through the Fed on Christmas Day. When everybody was on vacation, and since then they've been doing tricks and little schemes like that, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
That's one of our biggest problems, though, is we should have had them. We should have put term limits in. Term limits. It was the government was set up to where you do your time and you go back to doing what you did beforehand. Not a life thing. Now, most of the Congress and a lot of the Senate, they've been in there since before I was born. And they're still running things, and they do it their way, and they can get away with it. I remember during the impeachment trial how they said no one's above the law, not even the president. Yet look at all the all government, they're all above the law.
Oh yeah.
And it's not just an American thing at all, because in Australia we have so the New South Wales Premier ended up outing I think it was 30% of the New South Wales police force, kicked them out, they don't have jobs because they wouldn't adhere to the mandates. And then they had her corruption came out, like $50 million worth of corruption and government assets and that. So a lot of the corruption is coming out now, but it's what's being done about it. But yeah, it's governmental. It's something that is worldwide. It's not just Australia or America. It's worldwide, and our governments are very different. So it's something more than just the Senate or like who's sitting in power.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but at least over in Australia, they're standing up and doing or trying to do something about it. You know, you don't see that here in America where everybody's standing up against the government trying to go, trying to change things.
Yeah. We have to look to Klaus Schwab because a lot of these people went to his school, his academy, as young people. So, you know, we know where the root of the tree is, you know.
Yeah, they were trained. They were trained to do what
Yeah,
they're
what a
doing
coincidence
right now.
that they went to his school for that and happened to get into positions of power. What a real coincidence.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah, these people were trained from a young age
Yeah.
to do what they got to do, and they were put in that power. I mean, it's like what? So that what does it tell you? That we, the small person, have like no chance of ever getting in. Zero chance. Yes, because we didn't go to the school.
Yeah, exactly.
Person, if you go and have a look at the Hollywood scandal where those celebrities went to jail for paying thousands of dollars to get their kids into college, George Bush got into college on complete average C grades, and not just college. He went to one of the most prestige colleges in the entire world, some Ivy League school. But if you go and have a look at what his parents did, they went and bought a wing of the school 2 years before he was accepted. So like they're literally they're making the gap even bigger. Even those people that have had money through their creative outlets and have got money that way, they're showing, no, we hold power because we can do this and it's okay, but you spend $1,000, couple $1,000 to get your kids better marks and it's not on, you'll go to jail.
Yeah, and if you're not in the club and you make your money on your own, they'll stomp you out. You won't last.
Yeah, yeah.
You better get in, get your money, and get out because they'll buy you out. They'll spend you. They'll do anything. They don't want any competition at all.
No, they don't.
Mandy, I know you know, but if you look into that entire Bush family, there's so much more than just that.
Oh, 100%. That's just a scratching of the surface. But yeah, no, and it shouldn't be like that. Anyone in power, it shouldn't be a whole case of, oh, there's so much more to that family than that. That shows not just corruption, but that's generational corruption.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
The thing is the two candidates, whichever country you're in, they put in, you're voting for the same coin. It's just two different guys, but the powers that be have backed both sides. It doesn't matter who wins, they win. And that's the bad part. It ain't like some guy came out of nowhere like the T-Man. If you believe that the T-Man, who we all know we're talking about, came from nowhere and magically won when he, just miraculously, oh boy, yeah, that doesn't happen. He won. All right. We all were duped and thinking, yeah, he won. It was great. Well, look who they put him up against. And then the thing is, then they made you feel like he came out on top. And just like this last election, the T-Man against the sleepy man in the basement who didn't do anything, and he won, and he got more votes than everybody else in the ever. But he never did anything. What? Anybody ever asked that question when the T-Man was out campaigning and getting hundreds of thousands of people to show up? Now, I don't want to make this political, but common sense tells me that something doesn't seem right.
Hey, don't talk about Corn Pop's best friend like that.
I think we're allowed to now. It's been a year.
Yeah, it's been a year. As long as you don't mention a name.
Don't mention it at the time, but after a year, it's okay.
Yeah, it's
All right.
but that's the thing. I see Julianne Payne's coming on. Julianne, are you there? I wonder if you can hear us. I don't see no picture. Anyway, I hope she can make it on. She's connected. Anyway.
Yes, you might have to unmute your mic and turn your camera on. It's a little different to the other one.
Yeah.
Well, I have to go. I've scheduled a show
All right.
early so that Robert, I did one early last night too. I scheduled it for 10:30.
All right. Well,
maybe you can make it to the end of this one and do the destination with us. Last night's was thrilling.
Oh, yeah.
We did Rebellion, the biggest rebellion in human history. I don't know if it's in the past, future, or possibly the present. So,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Now,
it was
everybody,
quite amazing.
if you don't know where to find Max, his description and link are below in the description below. So check it out. Go to Max's channel. Play along with the remote view. It's great. You improve your mind. It really helps you focus. We are more than what we really are, aren't we, Max?
Yep, absolutely. Thank you very much. Happy New Year's to everyone.
That's
The
right. Happy New
destination
Year.
is a volcano.
Yeah, okay. Right on. I'll keep that in mind. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All righty. So here we are. Lucky Stone, what do you got for us?
I'm just listening here, and I think the T-Man was. I think he wanted to make some change, but I think they kind of put him in a position that he had no other choice. I had rumors that they threatened his youngest child.
Oh, I imagine so.
I heard that, but now I'm thinking, but he's talking about running again. So what's going on? If they threatened his youngest child, he should have just said, okay, fine, I'm done, goodbye, and not wanted to come back. But
yeah,
I don't know, maybe his kid's getting older. I don't know, but that's one of the rumors I heard. But in the whole scheme of things, he had Fauci. I won't talk too much about it, but that guy, the more you look into that guy, the more sticky he is. He's just, there's no question he funded China. There's no question that what we're in right now is because of something that was done in China. That's it.
Yep.
That's all I'm going to say.
Absolutely.
That's it. That's out there. They agree with about that. I'm not going to go any further than that. I don't want to put myself on a line, but that is out there and they agree on it, but they said, that was a pass. And they don't want after that. They're like, yeah, it's true. But then now they don't do nothing about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Jules, welcome to the show. It's been so long. Thank you for coming on. Happy New Year.
Happy whole new year to all of yous for the whole year.
Not
just the new year, the whole year is going to be happy and joyful.
Absolutely. So tell us the difference. What was 2021 like for you? And what do you see for 2022?
Well, we've won, like I say all the time. And I've, because you sent me the email, I'd been down in the garden and I thought I better hurry up and get changed because you didn't want to see me in my yard clothes. Anyway, we've won. And all that talk that I just sat through and listened to is not my reality. I know we've already won, and it's your community that you got to get with. That's the new community. Your actual local area is going to be the governance because we're going to be self-governing. We don't need any hierarchy. It's virtually crumbled. There is no money anywhere as such. You've just got to get to your own community because everyone holds the key. Everyone's a part of the puzzle, and it's all unfolding correctly as it is right now. Most of the dark's left the planet. It's been eliminated. And if you keep wanting to talk about it, you're only creating more of it yourself because it's a reflection of you. So if you keep seeing that, well, that's you.
Well said. Well said. See, this is why I like getting everybody's opinion on stuff because you bring new light to this. We know, like I said earlier, I said, Trina's always saying, we won already. But I'm like, but we still have to seem to go through a bunch of this dirt and finish the game before we can get to the one part,
Well, it's not their dirt. It's what you keep saying. You're creating it, right?
Yes.
So the words you keep saying If you think that person's that, like I said to a few, like I say around the area, if you're going to go saying that about the person, it's a reflection of you. So all the politicians, you just send them love. And as we rise in our vibration, they can't stand in our light. So that's what's happening now. Like I used the analogy of the Wicked Witch of the West. You throw the bucket of water over her and she dissolves. And that's all it is the hydrogen particles which is lifting our vibration, and more of that's inside of us, which regenerates us. And because they're not living in a state of joy and laughter and love and all of that, they've disappeared, most of them. They've gone because we've already won.
I like that. Yes.
And I wrote that a year ago on Andromeda 7. It was the 20th. I got a message that we'd already won a year ago. So I've been saying that for the whole year, that we've already won. And because I'm in the now, in this now moment, I'm in that now moment already, for that we've already won when it's already now.
I get it. Yeah. But
So
see,
you
that's
keep
so
going
so we're
So
really
you
we're doing it to ourselves, basically.
well, there's no one else. You're the whole universe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's happening is Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty back together again. No, because we're putting the members all back. It's the cosmic egg. We're the universe, and all the members are coming back into us. And that's what we're doing, is we're remembering. Okay. And the cloud, as the analogy is, I was talking to Grandpa Brian yesterday, and I said, as I'm saying it, so we know in a computer that you put your storage on the cloud, right? What's a cloud? It's mist and it's vapor. So everything's stored in the cloud, and that's what we're ingesting, is all that mist and that vapor, and that's where we're getting all our data from. So all those incoming particles, which is of the light, that's this plasma, and I keep saying it's the hydrogen because the water's getting wetter, and we're ingesting those party cells, and that's what's activating us, and we're remembering everything. Does that resonate with everybody?
Yeah.
No, 100% right. Unfortunately, that's when every time I meditate, that's what my guides say. It's like, everything's perfect, everything's fine. Stop picking up the rocks. Like, what the heck do you mean stop picking up the rocks? But it's one of the things is like, we're free. We don't have to keep putting the baggage in our, putting the rocks in our backpack. That's the metaphor they're giving me. You keep picking up the rocks and putting in your backpack. You can either do two things: stop picking up the rocks, or put down the friggin' backpack. And I'm like, what am I talking? What are you doing? And it took so long to, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. And my physical mind has trouble. My spiritual mind is way up ahead of all this.
Lucky Stone, stop saying that to yourself, because you're the one separating your physical from your spiritual self by saying it. So say that you've already done it, because we've already won and you are complete. So your words are what's keeping you separated, because that's what you keep saying to yourselves, which is the self. That's why I call self CLLF, because they're my cells, and they can hear everything that you're saying to yourself, right? So if everybody keeps saying, I can't do this, I can't do that, and they're that, and they're that, and they're this, and they're that. Well, of course they are, because that's what you're saying to yourself. Right?
Yes.
So
yes. So much. You're right.
Also, I know Jules's community has actually made national headlines in Australia, because they've stood up and they've gone, we're not doing your mask mandate. And as a community, they're not doing a mask mandate. Like all of the shop owners and everything as a community come together and said, we're not doing this. And it's literally made national headlines. So that's what happens when you have a community that stands up for the right cause.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I
some
agree.
still put the mask on. And like I said on Wayne's show yesterday, for a joke, I walked down with one of them fancy masks on just to put a smile and to watch everyone's reaction. And I can see, because I've got the mask on and I'm able to still see what people's reactions are, I'm observing their looks I can see how they're reacting to what I'm doing, and I can still hear, and I could see all of them, their actual, oh, you know, some would be going, oh, she's brave, or she's game, or she's doing the wrong thing, or I could see all of that by me doing what I come here to do. Is I am an agitator, but a washing machine is an agitator, and it cleans out the dross. So if you want to keep washing your clothes in dirty water, or do you want to make them all nice and clean, the agitator gets it all out, right? And so when you stir in the pot, like I do as well, all of that dirt comes to the surface eventually, right? Or they stay stuck, but that's their choice. So it's always a choice. And like I said yesterday on Wayne's, and also you asked me about 2021, well, I had to be an allowance of the choices that family members do, right? You know, and that was the universe saying, you've risen above it, don't be affected by it. So I've changed the molecular structure, you know, being the alchemist, I don't have to buy into that story. It's water. And I got that message last December after one of our Andromeda shows. I was out at my daughter's, and I got the message, just change it to water, right? That's what we can do. Everybody can do that. You can transmute the energy, because it's just elements as well. It's just part of the periodic table. They're just an element that's been put in a solution, and you are the solution to change that elementary component, right? So your thinking changes the molecular structure. So if you buy into the story that it's this, this, and this, like I keep saying, well, you've admitted that that's what it is. But if you go into the story and go, well, I've already changed the molecular structure, voila, you've changed it.
You changed
It's
it,
up to you how you want to perceive it, always.
Yeah, it's your own reality, and you've changed your reality. And I agree with that. I mean, that's what we're here to talk about. And man, that is really, I think inside of us, we all know that you're right. Is the thing is actually,
well, everybody's got
doing
this.
it.
It's inside of you. It's water. We are a water being that holds memory, right? And what's happening is there's more memory being stored in our cells, and because it's more, we're being saturated with more of hydrogen, which is a regenerator, not a degenerator, because look at the word hydrate, it's got hydro in it, right? So and that's what the plasma light, or whatever you want to call it, it's just hydrogen particles that we're ingesting, and we're remembering, and we're actually rejuvenating, and we're actually getting more youthful, because we're not staying in the slum and the dross and the dregs. We're staying light. And I always go in light in, instead of the actual light as the light of the lamp light, be light as a feather, right? So your insides are lighter and not carrying all that heavy dross, right? So it's your choice. If you think it's crap, well, guess what you're creating is crap.
Yeah, I get it. If you think crap, you're going to be crap. Yeah.
Store high in transit. That's shit.
This
I
time
love
last
Jules.
year,
You have the way of like going, no, snap out of it, and like just really adding a different light and a different way to think about things. I love it.
Well, you know that, Mandy. You've spent days with me.
Jules, if I could ever associate with you with a character, it would be Yoda. You make words the way they should be, and like he says, don't try, just do. You know.
Well, that's right. You don't try and lift up a chair. You either do or you don't.
That's right. Trying gets you nowhere. And every time, yeah.
And every day is Tuesday. Every day is Tuesday.
Every day. How's that? Every day is Tuesday. Like Groundhog Day.
well, CHOO, instead of choose, TUES, it's choose.
Tuesday. I get it. Tuesday. Yeah. Well, exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
I've done a T-shirt and I've got that on my T-shirt. It's Tuesday.
Tuesday. I never heard that before. That's really good.
Well,
gosh.
you know, that the words are potent, are totally potent. As you've known from the times I've been on your show and on Andromeda 7 and on Wayne's show, they are a spell, and the English language was put together to control us. I had a woman stay with me last week, and she said it was about 1,000 years ago when they put the legalese and all the law stuff together to control us. And so the words that, so you don't have to understand what I'm saying because you don't stand under anybody, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
you have the ability to respond, so it's not your responsibility. So you see how you flip the word around, right?
Yes. Yes.
And so, I mean, I nearly every day I find a new word, and I go, oh my goodness.
Yes, that is true. Mandy Moo, did you go to Julianne's school and working with words like the Jedi, huh?
Yes, I've been up there a few times. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a good place to clear my mind, and Jules sets my thinking straight. And yeah, she's got her big dictionary. I kid you not, it's really, really thick. It's absolutely huge, and it's a really old dictionary, and she just gets the words and she breaks them down really, really well. When I was there last time, we broke down the words, was it inoculation and vaccine and jab?
Ah, nice.
Did we,
wow.
Mandy?
Yeah,
But yeah,
That
we
is-
did. Yes,
that
we did,
is-
love.
That is so wonderful. You know, I tell you what, since you came on the first time, I've never looked at words ever the same again. They're always different now. And a lot of times I question myself after I've read the word or said the word and went, maybe I said something wrong. I don't know. What the heck did I do? Because when we speak our words, it becomes a manifestation of yourself.
Yeah. So I've done this like for so many years, and I've started sharing it with a few other people around. And I showed some people a few weeks ago, and they come back with asking as king. As king is asking, right? See how it's spelled? And I hadn't seen that one. I know I go seek in, or see the king, or see the kin when you're searching or you're seeking, is to see that you're the king, right?
Yes. So you should
When
look
you're
within inside
seeking.
you.
That's right, because you're looking inside of you. Or seek in. See, you drop the G and it's inside of you. Or you see the family, which is your kin.
Yeah, because most words, did you know, or was it you that was telling me that but most words back in the day, they added the G, like on
Right.
They added the G to fill up the sentence of the word.
No, well, it was the E that was put on the end of the word to fill up the line in the paper, but the G's weren't on the end of the English language either.
Yeah.
Right.
They
So
added them
if
later.
you drop the G, it's telling you to dance in and look in and seek in and search in. And also in the word search, it's see the arch.
The arch.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I
And
see.
of course, that's the ark as well. See?
I sure agree. And I tell you what, if the world ever goes back to a fairly normal and I can get on an airplane and fly over there and visit sometime, I'm coming to visit. And we're going to spend a whole day going through.
I've put the invitation out to all the tribes, so it won't be long. We'll be up. There'll be, the story will be different. And if one particular airline's doing a specific thing, there'll be an actual airline that won't do that, right? Because we're creating the new. So if you put your energy into seeing that you can get on a plane and come to Julianne's place without having to have any of the story, well, you're going to be recreating that, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
So it's already done because I've just spoken it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes. And those
So-
words shall not return without becoming reality.
So, it's again, like I know through all my writing, I knew that we had to go through this transition to get to a new way of being. So we've been here 25 years. I only just had my first wake up moment that long ago when I was building this house and running a business, but we'd been starting to plant the garden. So the garden is what talks to me. The garden is what assists me with my writing. It's the trees and the plants because they hold energy. They are all the herbs in the garden all hold a vibration. They all hold a note. So they have been given to us. Whereas all the corporations that make your food have taken the life force out of the food. So you can think that if they have to crumble, so don't go into the story that there's a disaster, go into the story that they've been creating a whole heap of crap for you to eat. And now you connect with your community and your garden and you have all the food you require. So instead of buying into the story that you're running out of whatever that story is, don't buy into that story. You create the one you want and your garden's full of food, right?
Yes.
So you manifest, you man, I feast. You feast on all your food because you've created it instead of having to go to a specific place that's been probably putting ground up chicken feathers or, whatever in your bread or in your flour or in your whatever it is. I'm just making up that story, but I'm as I am a storyteller. But that's the thing is you change the narrative yourself. Stop buying into the story that there's a disaster happening because you're creating it every time you talk about it.
Yeah.
And that's what I've done for the last year. The last year, I mean, if you look at me this time last year, I was into all the games that they were playing, that the political world was playing. After January 20th, I let it all go, and things have been a lot better. I've just felt a lot freer.
That's it.
I still have the problems, like everything else, but I don't play into their game. I don't listen to this one and that one, and if there is one time, like I'll throw on a podcast that is a political based podcast, I'll listen for 5 minutes and then I'll jump off and do something else because I can feel it bringing my energy down.
Good on you. Congratulations for choosing that.
Yes.
It was,
like you said,
it was
choose
rough,
your reality.
Yeah, it was rough, but I'll tell you one thing. My dad, he'll ask me if I heard this or I heard that. I'm like, no, I'm not paying attention. And he's like, how can you not pay attention? It's because I don't want to. I don't want to live in that world. I'm living in my own world. I'm aware of what's going on around me, but at the same time, I'm living my life the way I think I need to live my life.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, you just know it. That's all you got to do is know your truth. Now, some of the things I said might not be your truth, okay? But that's okay. You get to make your truth be what makes your heart sing. It's about your heart singing. That's what it's about. It's not about pleasing everybody else to get their song singing. Your song has to be singing that makes your heart sing. And then everyone will want to be on the same tune as you because they can see that you're happy and you're having a good time and they'll come along.
Oh, and I've seen changes in relationships, especially with my wife. My wife, it's easier to talk to. It's easier to have fun now that I let that go. So it's a good thing.
Well, good on you. I thank everybody for being on this planet at this time because you're all a part of the puzzle. Everyone's got a piece. That's why I say thank you all for your gifts and talents, and enjoy always, because that's what it's about, is having fun and dance.
Dance. That's right. Do the shake. Every morning after I get I don't even want to go there, but don't imagine this, but I get up every morning after I take my shower and I do the little shake off like you showed me how to do it. But, and I shake off all those worries and all those cares, and I start the day afresh like a brand new flower growing, or something or whatever.
What I
plant,
also
whatever.
found, what I found out, and it's gonna seem crazy, but whenever if you all played sports, you know how teammates, they'll high five each other.
Mm-hmm.
Try high fiving yourself in the mirror in the morning.
Yeah, there you go.
High five yourself in the mirror in the morning. It'll bring you. It kind of seems silly, but it brings your mood up.
No, there's nothing silly. There's nothing to be thinking anything silly. It's about having good time, and the age of Aquarius, like the light side, is about your unique talents and what makes you unusual to everybody else. So we can't all be whatever, everyone's different. So enjoy that whole craziness. Like I was dancing up my road walking this morning, as I said in the Andromeda chat, and I've come across an indicator lighter. Well, it's an indicator, isn't it? It was a light. It was an indicator light. And I thought, okay, that tells you something, doesn't it?
It does. It does. You know what? Well, anyway, boy, our hour has flown by, but Mandy Moo, is it just too late to say happy birthday to you?
Oh, thank you.
Happy birthday, Mandy.
Thanks, guys.
That's
Happy
right.
the Earth Day, because
The
you were
Earth
born
Day.
on Earth, Mandy.
Happy
Thank
the
you.
Earth
I
Day.
tried actually taking that in this birthday, and like I really got out and just earthed out and went to like some really gorgeous places in Queensland. I went to beaches and big national park gorges, and yeah, I just tried to earth out for my birthday.
They were beautiful
Absolutely.
photos, Mandy. Thanks for sharing, love.
Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful.
And you didn't get eaten by a crocodile.
I'll try harder next one.
Wow, that's
Cool.
wonderful. Well, I hope you had a wonderful Earth Day for you. And by gosh, thank you, all of you, for all your gifts and talents. That's absolutely true. Mandy Moo, any last words?
No, just have an awesome 2022 and look forward to the knowledge that's coming.
Great. Doug Stack, last words?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Just be you. Have a great time.
All right. Julianne, last words?
Just be good at it.
I like it. I like it. Lucky Stone. Let's round it out tonight. What do you think of all of this? Your last words for tonight. And we're signing off, and we're going to make a great 2022 come true.
I speak light into the veil of darkness. The soul tribe is prospering. I am prospering. We are all prospering together. That's it. And be the frequency you want to receive.
Absolutely.
I told you, stole your line.
You stole my line, but that's all right. I'm going to say it anyway again. And remember, everybody, happy 2022. Manifest what's in your reality for you. Look at what you're saying. Look at what you're doing. And remember, be the frequency you want to receive. I love you all. Peace, everybody.
Thank you, Robert.
All right. Another show under the belt, believe it or not.